We have finally finished our collection of Game Players magazine, and believe us, getting the magazines was the easy part. Game Players was one of the most prolific game magazines in the United States during the 8-bit and 16-bit era. It ran from around 1988 to 1998, and over the course of a decade, they put out over 200 issues covering games for just about every major platform in the US. But how do you put out 200 magazines in just 10 years? Well, you do that by having a whole bunch of spin-offs covering different platforms. The magazine started out as Game Player's Guide. It was a short-run magazine series that offered information about games for a variety of different platforms. This ran for 4 issues, and it was successful enough that they spun it off into 3 new magazines. There was Game Player's Nintendo Strategy Guide, Game Player's PC Strategy Guide, and one just called Game Players. Then they did 2 more spin-offs, Sega Genesis Strategy Guide and Game Boy Strategy Guide, and then they put out a line of books called Game Player's Encyclopedia. Then they combined all those together into Game Players Nintendo Sega, which eventually became Game Players Sega Nintendo, and then that became Game Players, which became Ultra Game Players, which became Game Buyer. And in the middle of all that, they found the time to put out an unrelated magazine called Game Players Sports for Kids. It's a lot. There was a lot of Game Players, and even though the magazine shut down nearly 30 years ago, there's still a little bit of Game Players going on today. The PC spin-off of Game Players was so successful that its owner decided to continue it under the new title, PC Gamer. Until we tried to complete our own set of Game Players, nobody had actually figured out how many issues there were or what order they were supposed to go in. That might seem hard to believe, so let's look at an example: the Nintendo spin-off of Game Players. We put these issues in chronological order. The first issue is Volume 1, Number 1 of the Game Player's Guide to Nintendo. Or is it Game Players Nintendo's Buyer's Guide? No, let's go with the first one. The next issue is Volume 1, Number 3. That's weird. Okay, so here's the next issue. This one is Volume 1, Number 1 again. Okay, bad example. Let's try it with a different one. Let's look at the PC spinoff. The first issue of Game Players PC is Volume 1, Number 2. Okay. Game Players is a huge mess. Even within each sub-series, the name of the magazine kept changing. Or, look at this again. There's 2 separate magazines here, both called Game Players Nintendo Buyer's Guide Volume 1, Number 1. It took us a couple of years stewing over this to figure out how all of this was supposed to fit together, but now, with the exception of one issue that we can't find a duplicate copy of to scan, we've added the entire run of Game Players to our digital library. And that includes all 11 issues of Game Players Sports for Kids. They have almost nothing to do with video games, but now we know that, and you can too.